Welcome back to the Lab Green Team. We are back for another week of NFL football. Last week, not too hot. We went 8-10, but that's all right. We took some chances last week, and I think if you're looking at it unit wise, we made out okay. 4 in Survivor still, guys. Nobody got knocked out again last week. Congratulations to you guys. Brendan R78 is still leading the weekly pick'ems, but we're starting to catch up to him. He's one game ahead now. So Brendan, make sure you keep that up, man. News and updates for this week, guys. There's a lot of people that landed on the IR. We'll hit it real quick. Justin Jefferson, Devon Achane. We've seen a lot of injuries this fantasy season. What are your guys' like initial thoughts on all of it? Jefferson injury. I mean, that's stick a fork in Minnesota, right? Just about.
Yeah, I've faced the bad end of that the IR list. I think I have 3 out of my top 4 picks are all in the IR this week. Justin Jefferson, James Conner, and Amon-Ra is at the moment, but I think he'll be off. Actually, I don't think he's on IR yet, but he should be. He has that stupid freaking ankle. They should just rest him for a couple weeks. But my fantasy team last week took a big hit. All 3 of them. Looks like I'm going to take a big hit again this week. Yeah, not great. And I don't really know what the issue is. It seems like a lot of hamstrings. I know Mike Evans also had a hamstring, a couple other guys with the hamstrings. That seems more like the thing you can avoid. You can't ever avoid the concussions. You can't ever really avoid the ankles or the shoulders. It's football, that happens. But the hamstring, like that's just a muscle thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're seeing way too many hamstring injuries this year. And I would think that would be the most avoidable injury of them all. So it's a little frustrating for me.
Yeah, my biggest concern with Jefferson is what happens after the 4-week IR stint. I've heard rumblings about trade rumors in Minnesota, not necessarily for Jefferson, but for Kirk Cousins, which could upset Jefferson, could keep him out if he's not fully healthy and the team loses the next 4 games or 3 of the next 4. Does he play? So I actually had a buddy text me today, do I trade Justin Jefferson in fantasy? I think he's doing it for A.J. Brown, which I don't hate. He said he needs to win now, so I said, yeah, I'd pull the trigger on that. Don't wait around for Jefferson. But, yeah, curious to see how Minnesota does in the next few weeks and what Jefferson's what his, I guess, next steps after IR are going to be.
Yeah, totally agree. And guys, if you want more content, we can only cover so much in this video. Make sure you guys head over to bettergreen.com. We have more reaction articles, fantasy football stuff, everything that you guys could possibly want as a sports fan over at Better Green. We also got t-shirts. We got some koozies. Head over there, guys. Head over there, get some stuff. Priced absolutely so anybody can get pretty much whatever they want. Hoodies, t-shirts, koozies. Free fantasy draft guide now, so you can check it out for next year. But we ready to talk some football?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right. The Denver Broncos head to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. Chiefs are 10.5-point favorites. Over under set at 47.5. Guys, I never take the opening game. I'm going to take it this week.
Okay.
If you threw it to me, I was going to throw it right back. So I'm happy.
Ethan, you might remember this game at Arrowhead last year was important to me. Do you remember why?
Were you there?
I was there. I was at this game. I talked a lot of shit the entire year leading up to it. And surprise, surprise, both games against Denver were close last year. It's going to be close again this year, guys. It's going to be close again, 10.5. You see all the Chiefs stuff behind me. I'm going with the Broncos. The Broncos, at this point in the season, they know they're probably not making the playoffs. Definitely not Super Bowl contenders. This is their Super Bowl. They can beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. They're going to do it. I forget which offensive lineman, he was saying that he's just so sick of losing to Kansas City. He's tired of it. Frank Clark revenge tour. Frank Clark's over there in Denver. He's going to be trying to get after Mahomes and Juwan Taylor. Let's see if he either gets flagged for a penalty or gets beat by Clark. We'll see what happens this week. I like the Broncos, and I hate it. I think Broncos are terrible, not even in the same category as the Chiefs, but they're going to keep it unbelievably close, and it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, not my favorite game. We have a couple different double-digit spreads this week, which I always don't love to take. But I love the under in this game. It's sitting at 47.5. I will be playing the under in that. Kansas City's defense is, they're solid. Denver, I don't trust their offense. I know Denver has a piss poor defense, but I think it's gonna be a lower scoring game. So I really like the under of 47.5. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Denver at plus 10.5. I think this game ultimately ends up like a 7-8 point Kansas City win, somewhere along the lines of 24-17 type of game. So I'm gonna take Denver. It's just too many points. I know Kansas City is great. I know Denver's defense is ass, but 10.5 is a lot for me in a conference or in a divisional game. So I'll take Denver there and the under as well.
On a short week too.
Right.
Full agreement to start off the show. I like
Rare.
Denver as well. Yeah, very. I like Denver. I like the under. Like you, Wyatt, the under is my favorite play in this game, just to lean on Denver. However, I just don't know if I can play either one of these. Denver is the worst defense in the NFL. I've played a couple unders with Kansas City this year, and it's just the risk is not worth the reward. It just takes years off my life watching that offense march up and down the field and basically score at whenever they want to. But I think Kansas City kind of comes out and lays an egg in this game. Just a feeling I have. This is their first of 3 straight divisional games. It's actually Denver, LA, and Denver again.
Denver. Yeah.
Kind of weird. And then Denver, I mean, they're off that loss to the Jets. I think that was a huge game for the Jets more than it was for Denver. I think Denver was probably more concerned about this game. But yeah, I mean, Denver's just they're a tough team to bet in any way, shape, or form on any, even if you're not betting on them, just the games that they're involved in are tough to bet. So yeah, I don't love this game whatsoever. But I would lean Denver plus the points. I think it's just too many. I think Kansas City probably thinks they can just get in, get out with a win.
Over under 1.5 people commenting on the graphic. These guys are idiots. They all picked Denver to beat the Chiefs, not understanding that it's with spreads.
Yeah. I'll go over 1.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fly
it's
over.
gotta be. The Ravens head to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans are 4.5 point home dogs. Over under sit at 40.5. Ethan, how are you feeling about this game, man?
Don't love this one either. Really don't. Baltimore off the loss at Pittsburgh. As mentioned in the last few shows, Baltimore was played their divisional road opponents 3 of their last 4. Won the first 2 against Cleveland. Cincy ended up losing at Pittsburgh. Just thought it was a bad spot. I liked Pittsburgh last week. And then they have Detroit on deck, who for once, probably in my lifetime, is kind of a look-ahead spot. Tennessee, on the other hand, lost at Indy. They have their bye. This game is in London, so travel for both teams. I think Baltimore's ultimately the better team. I think they're kind of underachieved so far this year. I do actually like Baltimore quite a bit in the AFC. But my lean's Tennessee, just with the 4.5. I just think it's a touch too many. Again, don't love this game. It's another standalone, so I will want to bet it. I don't know if I will. I'll lean under because it's another London game, but yeah, this game's pretty gross from a betting aspect, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to agree again. I'm going to go Tennessee in this one. Love the under as well. I think this ultimately ends up being a 3-2 4-point game, but you can get them at plus 4.5. At least that's what I'm seeing at the moment. So like Tennessee on this one. Also like the under a lot. It's not going to be a high scoring game. Baltimore doesn't love to score. Tennessee doesn't love to score either. I can see both teams scoring in the teens in this one. But 4.5, it's a weird number. I'm going to take them at Titans at plus 4.5 on this one.
Well, guys, it doesn't really matter what I like. Someone has to stop the kumbaya stuff at some point. Also, I've said it on the show a couple times. I work at a nursing home. If you mess up old people's sleep schedule, it can really mess them up. And Derrick Henry, I think he's going to be a little sleepy going into it, maybe a little cranky. Maybe those ankles are a little stiff. This Baltimore defense is pretty good. They're I believe top 3. They might even be second in the league in points allowed per game. I think they're only allowing 15 points if I remember that correctly. I'm going to take the Ravens, just better team, and I get to fade the Titans. Let's go.
Yeah, I can't remember too. One team, I think Baltimore traveled early and Tennessee's going late. I think Baltimore went over on Tuesday. Baltimore's not going, or Tennessee's not going until tomorrow or Thursday today. So So I don't know if that plays into anything, but just kind of interesting.
We'll see. Age should probably play into it a little bit. The Commanders head to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Falcons are 2.5-point favorites. Over under set at 42.5. Wyatt, Washington Commanders just got trashed by the Bears. What the hell are we doing with this?
I have no idea. Disgusting game. Commanders just got, like you said, embarrassed on Thursday night. I was pretty high on the Commanders last week.
Me too.
Can't get them again this soon. So just out of solidarity, I'm gonna stay away from them. I'm gonna take Atlanta. I'll take them at -2.5. I don't love it, but I just can't be back on the Commanders this soon. I don't know how Atlanta has 3 wins, to be honest. They are not a good team. They just squeak by teams. This is a team that they're gonna squeak by. I'm worried that's gonna be like a 1-point, 2-point game, and we're gonna get screwed by the hook here. So if for the graphic, I'll take Atlanta on the spread. But if you just want to bet this game, just take if you're either take Atlanta on the money line or just take Washington +3. Don't mess around with the 2.5. But I'll take Atlanta -2.5 here. Over under. I mean, it's got to be under. You would think if two not very great offenses. So don't love the total in this game, just because Washington allowed 700 yards to Chicago last week. But yeah, I'll lean the under, but I'll go with the Falcons or -2.5.
Yeah, I like Washington in this spot, actually. I think Washington wins this game outright, so I'll gladly take 2.5 points. Think Washington couldn't have looked any worse on national TV. Think they were embarrassed losing. Oh, I'd be embarrassed losing to the Bears. I'm sure they were.
Drake
not
was.
only that, getting blown out by the Bears and allowing 40 points to the Bears. Yeah, I think Washington comes back with a better effort here. Think Atlanta. Houston was kind of not a public team, but they were kind of rolling a little bit before Atlanta stopped them. So I think Atlanta's probably feeling pretty good about where they're at. Like you said, Wyatt, just kind of squeaking by teams, but 3-2 record. Yeah, I just kind of like the spot for Washington here. So I will take Washington +2.5. I'm going to go over 42.5 as well. My initial lean was also on the under here, but I don't know. I just get the feeling Ritter looked pretty good last week. I think Atlanta can put up enough points to get this one over. And again, I think Washington wins. So I think Washington's going to put up probably mid to high 20s, and then Atlanta takes care of the rest. So lean Washington, lean over. Probably won't bet this game, but also 85% of the money on Atlanta. So,
ooh.
If you would have told me there was a half game of the entire season that me and Wyatt would be on Atlanta and Ethan would not be, I would have taken the under. This is insane. Yeah, I was big on Houston. Big on Houston last week. Atlanta came out and won. I think this is just going to be an ugly game. I think this was in the running for puke in your mouth game of the week. If you could find like a over 50.5 rushing attempts prop out there, I would take that because that's all these two teams are going to do. Brian Robinson and Bijan just pounding the hell out of the ball this entire game. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, can you take a prop bet on B. Robinson to score anytime at some decent odds, whether it be Bijan or Brian?
Yeah. Or what about you make a parlay out of that? Do them both. The B-Rob parlay.
Yeah, the B-Rob parlay.
That could be appetizing.
We might find that on DK. That might be one of their promoted ones. 5,000 people have taken this already. Yeah.
I'm too bitter because I had DJ Moore first touchdown over in the Bears game. Bears to cover. Brian Robinson anytime. Only leg that didn't hit, 65-1. Woe is me.
That is so brutal.
Yeah. But he had 6 carries, so I mean, he was close.
Yeah. The Panthers head to Miami to face the Dolphins. Dolphins are 13.5-point favorites. Over under sit at 48.5. Ethan, huge spread.
Love this game. You know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Love Carolina. One of my favorite bets on the card this week.
There he goes.
Ben, your appointment's not for another half hour. Sit back down.
Ethan, oh my God.
Love Carolina. Absolutely love it. First of all, Miami, 94% of the bet. Don't want any piece of Miami. Second off, Miami at Philly, Sunday Night Football on deck. Bad spot. Just got their get-right game against the Giants. This game means nothing to them. It's NFC versus AFC. If you're going to lose, which they're not going to lose, but if you're going to, these are the best games to lose as far as playoff seeding goes. Yeah, I don't think Miami cares whatsoever. I think they have 1 foot out the door already looking towards Philly in prime time. Carolina, I mean, Detroit handled them with ease, but they did move the football all right. They did put up 24 points. A lot of that was kind of late when Detroit already had that game pretty much put away. But yeah, I believe Carolina can score on Miami's defense. Miami's defense, in my opinion, not as good as Detroit's. I think they'll be able to establish a run game, kind of keep Miami off the field here. I think 13.5 is just too many points. I'm sure this goes to 14, so I'm waiting to bet it myself. But yeah, 14, I mean, that's going to be a huge play for me probably. And I like the over too. I mean, they're going to struggle to stop Miami from scoring some points. Obviously, Miami's going to get theirs. Like I said, Carolina 24 last week against a pretty good Detroit defense. So, yeah, I like the over in this game. Love Carolina.
Tough game, ugly game. I was really high on the Giants last week, as you guys are well aware. I took them at a very high number against Miami as well. Did not win, but very well could have won.
Good try.
I'm going to wait as well because this line's going to keep moving, but I'm also taking the Panthers I'll take them plus 13.5. I don't like Miami. And Miami, they remind me of they just don't play defense, and any team can compete with them. Tua's fine, but we're without A-Shane this week. Mostert is fine, but he's not A-Shane or whatever his name is. Carolina's not great, I know, but they're not terrible. They're not 0-5 worthy in my mind. Like, there's worse teams in the NFL right now than the Panthers. So I think the Panthers can stick around. I actually love this under. It's at 48.5. For whatever reason, I have the score of like 13-27 stuck in my head. And I know what you're saying, that doesn't cover the 13.5, but this game's going to get to 14.5 come kickoff. So I'll take, for the sake of the graphic, I'll take 13.5, but I can't see this game going over 48.5. I think Miami's going to score in the mid-20s. Carolina's going to score in the teens. They should cover 2 touchdowns in this. So it's ugly. It's gross. I'm going to fall for it again. But again, there's a lot of huge double-digit spreads this week, and I have a really hard time taking double-digit favorites in the NFL. So more times than not, I'm going to take the underdog when it comes to double-digit spreads.
Wyatt, 27-13 does cover if Carolina has the 27.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I was like, is my math wrong? I've got that 14. But yes, you're right. They win by 14.
They win. Reverse line.
Guys, it's the Dolphins, man. It's the Dolphins. It has to be the Dolphins. Carolina is terrible, dude. Bryce Young is terrible.
They also got wrecked by the Bills, who the Bills are a very beatable team we've all seen. So I don't know.
You're comparing the Bills to the Panthers, though.
I'm just comparing bad defense to a team that can score. I don't know.
Does Carolina have a great defense?
No, but Miami's just terrible, and Carolina can score.
Can they, though?
I feel like they've scored a couple of touchdowns every week. There might have been one in there that they only scored like 6 points, but
I only scored 10 week 1 against Atlanta, and then 24 against Detroit. Don't know anything else, but I like them.
I'm rolling with Miami again. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Over
under? No, I'm gonna go under because the Panthers aren't gonna score. 48.5. It'll be 46-0. The Vikings head to Chicago to face the Bears. Bears are 2.5-point home dogs. Over under set at 44.5. Guys, give me the Vikings. The Vikings they're due for a win. I mean, due is kind of like in parentheses. Their only win so far has been against the Panthers. Bears coming off a huge win, so this is a great letdown spot for them. Ethan, I know you agree with kind of the wave of betting that you're in on teams and then out on them the next week. That's kind of exactly where I see this. in Chicago too. I think that's going to have a lot of people leading the Bears' way, and they're seeing that the Vikings haven't been great themselves. I'm taking the Vikings, even with Jefferson being out. I think that's going to scare a lot of people off too. So give me Minnesota. Ethan, what do you think?
Completely agree with what you said. Yeah, like I mentioned with Washington, they couldn't have looked worse. Chicago couldn't have looked better. Everyone's like, "Oh, Chicago's back. This is the team we've all been waiting for." No, Washington just sucks. They were in a terrible spot. Um, so yeah, I think Chicago's way, way, way overpriced here, even though Minnesota sucks this year. But yeah, with the Jefferson injury, with how good Chicago looked, Minnesota didn't look bad against Kansas City, but didn't win, didn't cover. So yeah, I just think everyone's kind of high on Chicago for no reason. Love Minnesota. I think they get the outright win. Injured player theory, I usually like to play it for quarterbacks, but I think Jefferson is it probably goes for him too. I think the other players step up with his absence. I mean, he's a superstar in this league. So yeah, I think Minnesota comes out with a big effort. I see this similar to Green Bay, Chicago week 1, where Green Bay kind of blew them out of the water. Yeah, I like Minnesota to roll in this game. I think 2.5 is way too low, so I'll take Minnesota. And I'll take the over. I think Minnesota puts up probably 30 some odd points themselves. Chicago at that point would need 2 touchdowns. So yeah, love the over actually quite a bit and love Minnesota.
I like that.
Might be my favorite bet of the weekend here. Might be my favorite bet, and I love it. We were talking a little bit about pre-show, talking about Justin Jefferson. Or no, that was on the show. Justin Jefferson on IR. Talks of maybe him getting traded. Talks of Kirk Cousins getting traded. Obviously, their coach is under some heat. I think with a Chicago 20-point win in this game, a lot of murmurs are going to start coming with Kirk Cousins getting gone, coach getting fired, JJ going to different teams. This is a catalyst of it all. So give me Chicago plus 2.5. I think they could win by 20 plus points in this game. One of my favorite bets, actually. I know it's square. I know it's square to take the team at home who just destroyed the Commanders last week against a team without Justin Jefferson, who is by far their best player, maybe even the best player in the league. But Chicago's got it rolling right now, and I know they lost to Denver 2 weeks ago. They should have won that game. DJ Moore's finally looking like a receiver you can start in fantasy. Justin Fields has been, I think, the leading quarterback the last 2 weeks. I know they played 2 terrible teams, but they're clicking. They're at home. We all know the Bears fan base is almost as dumb as a Lions fan base, believe in absolute nonsense. So I think they rally behind it. So I love Chicago in this. Again, I might take an adjusted spread here with Chicago. Love the over as well. Chicago's been putting up some massive points. Obviously, both defenses are trash. Minnesota can score. We'll be starting KJ Osborne in fantasy. I think he's going to go off in this game. But love Chicago. Love Chicago.
Wyatt, you're a
I'm
brave
glad
man.
because I'm starting to see this card again. I'm like, ooh, I love that, love that, love that. So I need to be talked off a few plays. So I think I needed that. Thank you.
The Seahawks head to Cincinnati face the Bengals. Bengals are 3-point home favorites. Over under set at 45. Wyatt, which way are you going?
Don't love this one nearly as much as the last one. Do we trust Cincinnati after one good game against one of the worst teams in the NFL? That's the question of the century here. I think T. Higgins is back. I'm not sure yet. But it's hard for me to trust them. And they're playing a very good Seattle team. Seattle's coming off a bye, I believe. Seattle's sitting at 3-1. They give every team fits. So weird game. I know if I take Seattle, Cincinnati is going to spank them. I know if I take Cincinnati, it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close game. So I'm going to take Seattle plus the points here. I don't love it. I'm very afraid that Cincinnati is going to keep rolling, but I also can't trust Cincinnati. So I think it's going to be a close game. I'll take the +3. Hopefully it can be I think Cincinnati probably wins it, but hopefully Seattle can keep that within 3 points. Over, under, I'll go over.
Yeah, this game's tough, but I think I like Seattle +3 quite a bit. I think the line is basically the odds maker set it where people want Cincinnati to be, not where Cincinnati is as a team right now. Ben, you said it perfectly. We can't really trust them after a good win over a terrible team. So yeah, I just think Seattle feels square, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be on Cincinnati this week, just because they want Cincinnati to be good. They think Cincinnati should be good, and I just don't think Cincinnati is very good. So yeah, I think Seattle's ultimately way better. I think +3 is probably a gift coming off the bye, since he does have their bye on deck, which I need to dig deeper into that. I don't know which one, if any, are an advantage coming off the bye or going into it. Maybe I'll figure that out for next week. But yeah, I just think Seattle's the better team, getting points, more time to prepare. Yeah, I like Seattle quite a bit. Over under, it's priced right about where I would put it too. So no strong lean. I guess over. A lot of playmakers on both sides of on both offenses.
Totally agree, man. Totally agree. Seahawks are one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they're also coming off one of the first double byes. Remember last time we saw them play, and they had a 10-sack game against the Giants. So, I mean, they've had plenty of time to prepare for this. Bengals. That quote is one of my favorite quotes. Probably going to be of the whole year, Ethan. They're pricing them where the public wants them to be, not where they're at. We have not seen anything close to this. Let's move on to the 49ers versus the Browns. Browns are 7-point home dogs. Over under sit at 37.5. I believe this is the lowest over under. Guys, it looks like Deshaun Watson's still not practicing. Ethan, I'm taking the 49ers. Are you with me?
I love the Browns, but I'm scared. Give me Deshaun Watson. Browns might win outright. But DTR, I backed him 2 weeks ago. Not sure if I can get behind him again. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here. Browns are off their bye. Had 2 weeks to prepare for this. San Fran had that huge matchup with Dallas that I think they put a lot of effort into. Prime time, 2 of the top 3 NFC teams there. And now they have to travel cross country over to Cleveland. Again, AFC, NFC, not a huge game. If they lose it, whatever. Cleveland's defense, I mean, obviously San Francisco's defense is maybe number 1. You would think, at least most people think that, which, I mean, on paper or when you're watching it, it does seem like they're number 1, but statistically, it's actually Cleveland. Got a few defensive stats for Cleveland here. Points per game, second. Yards per game, first. Yards per play, first. Third down defense, first. Opponent time of possession, first. They only allowed 25 minutes for the other team to have the ball. Run defense, fourth. Pass defense, first. Special teams defense, third, which is like allowing field goals. So, I mean, just basically top of the list for all key defensive statistics. Again, I mean, San Fran's defense is good too, but I just think they couldn't look any better. I just think Cleveland's defense keeps them in this. The total is low for a reason. I think it stays under that total. So 7 points is just a lot if you're only putting up, 37 points max, in my opinion. So, yeah, I really like Cleveland quite a bit. I think the spot favors them. Think their defense keeps them in the game. DTR scares me, though. That is my one caveat here. That's the reason I have not placed the bet. But if Watson plays, this probably goes back to 5.5. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if I want to bet it now and hope Watson plays. If DTR plays, this might go to 8.5. Not really sure, but I do like Cleveland. Again, if Watson plays, I think they win this game outright.
Oh boy, I don't even know where to begin with this game. No idea. Obviously, very obvious to take San Fran. I understand that. Over-unders at 37.5. This is just the grossest game, in my opinion, just because I literally don't know. I might just have to take the old coin and flip it and see what happens. But I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Can I cut it real quick?
Yeah.
Just to help you out. So both defenses are good, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you had to pick an offense, would you rather have Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, or Elijah Moore, half injured Amari Cooper and Jerome Ford? Oh, and Christian McCaffrey also on the Niners.
I know the rosters. I know the rosters.
There's a
quite
clear
well.
advantage, man. There's a clear advantage.
I just
Spread, the great equalizer.
the spread is a great.
If it was 14,
Browns money line,
what?
lock it in.
Yeah, give me Cleveland. You convinced me on Cleveland. I'll take Cleveland plus the points. If it's -7 right now, again, I hope that's getting up to 8.5. Give me the over. 20. We'll go 28. Well, that doesn't work with my spread here. Just give me the over. Give me the over at 37.5. I'm a sucker for a total in the 30s. Give me Cleveland on whatever spread you got them at. I hate it, but I can't do it. I can't, as a bettor, take San Fran in this game. Unless they're like -24, I'd probably take San Fran, but I can't do it. So give me
No,
Cleveland.
see, now that sounds right. Ethan, you're saying Browns money line. Do you want to do a bet on this one? We'll do spread, not money line.
Okay. I'll do spread if DTR plays. If Watson plays, I'll take you on the money line.
I will do spread for both of them.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay. All right, lock
Love
it in.
Cleveland. Love Cleveland. Also, San Fran is at Minnesota Monday Night Football on deck. So another primetime game. Another one they're going to want to show out for. I love Cleveland. I just need some quarterback news.
I'm gonna puke in my mouth. I gotta keep going. The Colts are going to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. Jaguars are 4-point favorites. Over under set at 45.5. I hate this division. Wyatt, what do you think?
I have Jags to win the division. They need to win this divisional game. I'm pretty sure AR-15 is going to be out. Looks like he hurt his shoulder pretty bad. I don't know if that's confirmed, but he was limping like he separated that thing or dislocated it, and that's never a good thing. Looked like, was it his throwing arm? It doesn't matter. It's still going to hurt.
Yeah.
I got to take Jacksonville here. I know it's kind of obvious. I know in the Colts play teams close, but I have them to win the division. I got to take them on the spread. Over under, I'll go under in this game.
Gardner Minshew revenge game, though. Don't forget it.
Is it though? That guy's
It
been on
is.
like 30 teams and last time he played for the Jags. The whole team's a revenge game for him. Or the whole league is, yeah.
Yeah, this game, I loved Cleveland. I love this one even more. I love Indy. Think they win outright. I actually bet this. I tweeted it out. It was probably close to 10 days ago now. I bet Indy plus 5.5 last week. Had a good feeling Jacksonville was my big play this past weekend. I had a feeling they were going to win that one outright. Thought I was maybe getting some a decent number with 5.5. Just with the spot Jacksonville's coming back from 2 week stay in London. Not only that, they have to turn around after this game, play on Thursday night football. So, yeah, I really hate the spot for Jacksonville. I love that Gardner Minshew's in. I bet this game when I thought it was going to be Richardson. Love that it's Minshew. Ben, I'll agree with the Minshew revenge game. Not only that, it's an Indianapolis revenge game. These guys played week 1. They're already playing again. Jacksonville got the outright win.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think great spot for Indy. I think they win this one outright. Yeah, +4, I'll still take it. Like I said, I already have the plus 5.5. That is until my big bet that I've told you guys about. This was my big bet of the week. Still will be my second biggest bet of the week. Love Indy, like the under 45.5. I don't think Jacksonville puts it together offensively. I think they come out flat. And Indy doesn't put up points in bunches. So, yeah, I like the under quite a bit too. But Indy +4, money line, love it all.
Ethan, damn you. You just talked me onto the Colts. You just completely swayed me. I was on the Jags with you too. Jags coming off a big win over the Bills too. A big game. That's a big win
Feeling
for
good
them.
about themselves.
They are. So they're coming back and they're at home. Creature comforts again. Dang, Ethan. Yeah, I'm on the Colts too. I really want to be on the Jags. If that comes back to bite me. I mean, I've got no one to blame for myself, but your logic just makes too much sense.
Bad spot.
The Saints head down to Houston to face Texans. Texans are 1-point home dogs. Over under set at 42. Ethan, what are you thinking, man?
Oh man, this game. I like New Orleans. I'm gonna say it again. We've said it every episode since Ben brought it to my attention. New Orleans is just so mid. It's just so hard to get a read on this team. But yeah, I think people still like Houston. I mean, I kind of like Houston too, but I don't know. I think New Orleans is just sneaky, kind of like Atlanta. Just pulls out wins that you don't really expect. I was on New England against New Orleans last week. Wasn't even close, 34-0, which was a big shocker to me. But I didn't even know New Orleans had it in them to put up 34 points in a game. Apparently they do. Yeah, I think New Orleans wins this game. I'm going to take the under 42.5 because I believe last week was 11 straight unders in Saints games. So I'm not going to step in front of that trend, although that's due to end here anytime. Yeah, not probably going to have a bet in this game. If I do, it will be New Orleans money line, but just kind of the lean right now. 65% on Houston, nothing crazy. Yeah, tough game.
Yeah, I'll happily take the Saints in this one. I was on Houston last week. I got them at plus 2.5, won by the hook. It was a nice little win, but I can't keep betting this Houston team. I know they have, they're looking better than expected, but still Houston. It's still CJ Stroud. They're still not great. So I'll take the Saints happily. No, I'll probably just money on it, to be honest. I don't mess around with -1 spreads, but I'll take the Saints happily in this one. Kind of decently confident about it. So I like that. Also on the under train, not very powerful offenses on either team. So under and the Saints.
Under 2, also taking the Saints. My only concern, Ethan, is that we just saw that huge win against the blowout win against the Patriots in New England. You know what the most mid thing would be? Coming back and losing big to the Texans.
Yeah. Gotta
Right
even it
back
up.
to the midline. And that's exactly where we're at right now. So that makes me nervous.
It's like, oh, sorry, did we hurt you too bad? Okay, you punch me in the face now.
And that's what we're at.
Yeah.
The Patriots head down to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. Raiders are 3-point favorites. Over under set at 41.5. Guys, what do we do here? Patriots coming off this getting whooped at home. Back-to-back whoopings, back-to-back 30-point losses. Raiders just beat Green Bay, which surprised us. I mean, we have to go the Raiders, right? Right, Ethan?
Yeah. I mean, this is the puke in the mouth game of the week. Any game New England is in is going to be pretty disgusting. 3 total points in the last 2 weeks. Their defense is struggling now that they've lost Judon and Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, this team is just, they look horrible. There's no way I could back New England again. I did it last week.
I did too.
Yeah, I'm not backing New England again. I thought Bill Belichick would come out with some fire. Yeah, 0 points. So
He's gone.
yeah, I think Vegas is the only way you can play this game, but it's disgusting. I don't like Vegas either. They looked okay against Green Bay, but Green Bay doesn't look very good. Not nearly as good as I thought they would look this year. So yeah, just don't like this game. New England also has Buffalo and Miami on deck, 2 divisional games. Not that they have any spot to be looking ahead. Yeah, those games. I'll actually probably New England probably covers against Buffalo, but yeah, just gross. Not going to play this game. Lean Las Vegas -3, lean under 41.5 because the Patriots can't score points, which probably means that's going over. Give me the over instead.
Is Bill just going to keep rolling with Mac Jones? Is that just he's just tired and that's what he's doing? The dude has 15 picks? The dude's terrible.
Well, he's benched him now twice in the last 2 games.
I heard every day he wakes up and hopes he's dead.
I mean, wasn't correct me if I'm wrong. I think going into week 1, Mac Jones was the only quarterback on the roster. I know Zappy's been moved up from his practice squad now.
I just don't know why they sold everyone, and they had decent backups to keep Mac Jones, who in no world is a reliable quarterback.
Right.
So I don't get it. I think Belichick's done with it, or he's obviously the best coach ever. He's either seeing something we're not seeing, or I don't know, but I can't take them. Give me the Raiders. They're in Las Vegas. I think they've covered almost every single game. So give me the Raiders at -3. I don't love it, but I can't keep taking these Patriots. I can't keep doing it. So over under, I had the under written down, but you know what? Let's just do the over because it makes no sense and roll with it. But I can't back Tubby Mac Jones ever again. So give me the Raiders.
I hear they're calling Mac Jones the Daniel Jones of the AFC now.
Worse.
Is that right?
Yeah, except he's not mobile.
Yeah, that is very mean to Daniel Jones.
The Arizona Cardinals head to Los Angeles to face the Rams. Rams are 7-point favorites. Over under is set at 48.5. Wyatt, what are you thinking, man? NFC West matchup.
Give me Cardinals +7 without James Conner. I love it. Give me the under 48.5. Why the hell is the over under that high? It makes zero sense. It's a divisional game. I know the Rams can score. Rams have a solid defense. Cardinals can't really score. Cardinals defense is trash. I get it, but that's way too high for a divisional game. Way too high. This should be 42.5, 43 max. Give me the Cardinals at +7. I think it's going to be very low scoring. Love the under a lot. Might be a 2-3 unit play for me, honestly. And I'll take the Cardinals on the spread.
Yeah, I feel like I've really liked Rams games this year. I feel like I've been pretty confident in the Rams. Not this one. Don't love anything. Gonna lean the Rams -7. Kind of goes against the way I typically like to bet the NFL, but just have a feeling. Cooper Kupp looked good in his return. I think he only gets better. Nakua still looks great, even though I thought he was gonna fall off. He hasn't at all. Still have a lot of trust in Stafford. Think Arizona is finally coming back down to earth to where we all thought they would be. So still think this is somewhat of a generous line on the Rams. Don't know the exact record, but I do know the Rams have completely owned Arizona in recent years. And then Arizona has another divisional game after this. Not that it really matters, but the Rams have Pittsburgh again, AFC NFC matchup. They don't care at all about. I mean, to an extent, don't care about that game. No clue what to do with the over-under either. It is super high. I would probably lean under as well. I think this is like 27-17 Rams at the end of the day. But yeah, don't love this game whatsoever.
Can I change mine? I don't
Yeah.
like the Cardinals anymore. I'm done with the Cardinals. Give me Rams like 24-3. I love the under even more though. I don't want the Cardinals. I realized I was thinking about it. I don't want them. I don't want that team anymore.
Sell them.
I'm
Sell
glad
'em.
you did.
Yeah.
I'm on the Cardinals. Or I'm on the Rams.
Oh,
too.
no. No changing.
Oh no, I'm on the Rams. The James Conner injury scares me, man. They're gonna be punting a lot. I feel they got the Rams have a Koopa and a Puka, and they're both just going to absolutely destroy the air with Matt Stafford. Rams are also at home. Cardinals just let the Bengals look good for the first time this season without T. Higgins. We all knew that the Cardinals were one of the worst teams in the league. They covered in the beginning. Now we're starting to see cracks. So let's just let the Rams roll.
Prop bet in this game. I think there's more Packers fans at this game than Rams or Cardinals fans. Yep. Packers fans are everywhere. These fans don't exist. Some are
You're
in
right.
St. Louis still.
Yeah, you're right.
Are watching their baseball team succeed.
The Eagles head to New York to face the Jets. Jets are 7-point home dogs. Over under set at 41. Guys, I'm gonna stay on the Eagles train. I know they haven't been looking great. You know who else hasn't been looking great? The Jets. I mean, they just got that win was a Nathaniel Hackett win against Denver. Both teams look terrible. Eagles defensive line, I think, is going to get to Zach Wilson, and they're going to make this game ugly. Jets are going to be able to keep it not by losing by 50 like Denver and Miami, but the Eagles are just so much better on every side of the ball. Give me the Eagles. Wyatt, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Jets, unfortunately.
Blech.
I'll take them at home plus a touchdown. I have been kind of fading Eagles spread all year. But yeah, they just don't look great. The Jets obviously are not a great team. Showed some fight in a very emotional game. We talked about it on the live or on Monday, but give me them plus a touchdown. I think the Eagles ultimately win this game by 4 or 5 points. I'll go the over of 41 to make it entertaining. I've taken a lot of unders, but I'll go the over in this one.
Yeah, Jets +7 at home with that defense. I like it. My only worry, and probably what's going to keep me from betting this game, is that last week meant so much to them with the Nathaniel Hackett, Sean Payton BS. So I think they did put a lot of effort into beating Denver. But yeah, I trust this defense. I mean, this is a hill I'm going to die on. It was like Cincinnati last year. I just keep fading Philly. They're just going to keep covering, and I'm just going to die and go 3-14 on the year, fading them. But the one time I jump off them is probably when they fail to cover. So I'm going to keep fading Philly this week. Philly was in LA last week. Now it's to travel all the way back to New York. So basically as far across the country as you can get there. And then they have Miami on deck. on Sunday Night Football, then at Washington for a rematch of the game they just played, I believe, last weekend, and then Dallas. So 2 divisional games there after primetime with Miami. Again, just don't think Philly really cares about the Jets in this game. AFC, NFC, said that a few times tonight. 73% of the money on Philly. Yeah, I agree with you, Wyatt. I think Philly wins this game by 4 or 5 points, somewhere in there. I think 7's just a little too much. I'll go under 41. If it stays under, that gives us even more value, getting 7 points with New York. So we'll see. I hope they lose outright, but Philly by 4. Jets to cover.
All right, let's get to your guys' Lions. The Lions head down to Tampa Bay to face the Bucks. Bucks are 3-point home dogs. Over/under set at 43.5. Ethan, where are you going with your Lions, man? I heard that Calvin Johnson, when he worked there, there were a bunch of bums there. There's no bums there now.
No more bums. Where'd the bums go?
Where are they?
They're in Chicago. Oh my God. This is also a hill I'll probably keep dying on, but I like Tampa. I just cannot stop fading Detroit. I don't know why. Luckily, I'm not betting against Detroit. I've kind of sworn off betting against Detroit because I just want to root for them this year as a fan, not against them as a bettor. So I haven't lost money fading them, but I keep getting it wrong on this show. But yeah, I just think +3, a little too much for Tampa at home off the bye. Tampa's looked pretty good. Lions obviously looked really good. I'm kind of buying on both these teams right now, so this is just a tough matchup. Play I really like is the under 43.5. Bet the Lions under last week. Wasn't even close, but there's some early scoring. The Laporta trick play, the Hutchinson pick that set him up in great field position. Kind of just got that one up and over the total pretty early. So I think this one stays under. Detroit has the top run defense, and I know Tampa likes to try to get their run game going. Detroit is going to try to get their run game going with Montgomery. It's been working for them all year. Tampa's defensive strength is their run defense. I believe they're 10th in the NFL. So I just think both teams run the ball a lot with not much success. Yeah, I think I'm a week late on the under here, but really like the under 43.5.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said. Tampa Bay +3. I think Tampa Bay honestly wins it outright. So I'm a Lions fan. I may take Tampa Bay, sprinkle on the money line. Love the under. Love the under a lot. 2 decently defensive teams, I believe. I know the Lions don't have a great defense, but it just seems like an under game. Lions can't keep their scoring like they're scoring. So love the under. I think it's going to be like 16-19 Tampa Bay. So I'll take Tampa Bay at +3, but I think they win it outright.
Well, I am completely on the other side. I see this being an over with with Tampa Bay.
Take all my Lions shit, man. I don't deserve it.
Hey, I got a spot right here for you, Ethan. Whatever you said. I'm taking the Lions too. I love that it's 3 because I don't know if it was 3.5 if I'd take that. I feel like this is about as much as it could be. I think the Bucks are going to score coming off the bye, but if you guys, did my reaction article come out today? It might be coming out tomorrow. It came out today. Detroit is a top 3 team in the NFC. You guys are going to be a top 3 seed, and I think number 4 is going to be Tampa Bay. So you guys are going to win this game. I'm going to say you guys win it by 4.
Okay.
I hope you're right.
And yeah, if you agree with Ben and you don't like the 3.5, you like the 3. I believe the 3 is -118. The +3 on Tampa is -102. So this likely does go to 3.5. So
yeah,
find a 3 if you like Detroit and bet it probably sooner rather than later.
It feels like it's going that way, doesn't it?
It does. Give me Tampa.
Well, before we go to this next game, because who plays in this next game? The Giants and Bills. We had a Giants bet last week, didn't we, Wyatt?
We sure did. It did not pan out to how I wanted that game to go, but we definitely had a little wager on that one.
We did. And what we ended up doing is Wyatt made a TikTok for us. Me and Ethan have not seen it yet. We're going to watch it so you guys can get a live reaction.
Mr. Bombastic, bomba fantasta. Ponieważ ich misy zomek zomka.
I was not expecting.
I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was naked under that. You could kind of see my ass cheek.
Oh my god, dude, that is hilarious. Once again.
I'm telling you, can we stop the show? I'm just gonna keep watching this.
It's a great ass.
Why that face too, man? You gave it everything.
Oh my god, dude, that is good.
Why? Good job, man. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. Hopefully the neighbors saw me making that with my ass hanging out of an apron.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Go give us some love on TikTok and wherever it's posted, guys. Let's
If
talk
you want
about
to see
those
Wyatt's
two.
ass, head over to TikTok.
Yeah, not blurred either.
Yeah.
Not clickbait. The Giants head to Buffalo to face the Bills. Bills are 14-point favorites. Over-under set at 44.5. Why? How are you feeling about the Giants this week?
Well, I've been on the Giants a couple times now. Has not worked. They are 1-4. They obviously, I think they covered the spread in their one win. Their losses, I don't think they've covered. They're getting smoked. Danny Dimes is out. A couple other guys are out. I was seeing like there's a bunch of dudes out. Saquon's supposedly to be back in a more. He's going to play in a more and get more snaps than he has been from his injury. This spread, which should be 17.5, 18.5, it should be massive. I understand it's Buffalo, who plays teams close, but then also blows teams out. I always say I don't love double-digit favorites in the NFL. I have to go Buffalo here. I'll take them at -14. I love the idea of taking the Giants here because of a backup quarterback. A lot of injuries kind of goes to Ethan's theory here. I also love double-digit dogs in the NFL. Also goes with my theory that this game should be like a 17.5, 16.5, and it's not. So it seems square, but I'm going to take Buffalo. I think Buffalo just blows this out of the water. And I also just can't get back on the Giants this quick. So give me Buffalo. I'll take the over as well. I think Buffalo might score 38 plus points, maybe like a 38-7 game. I could say, yeah, it's at 45. So I'll take Buffalo, just an annihilation of the Giants.
Yeah, Wyatt, I think you were a day late and $1 short on the Giants here. I like the Giants to cover. I do. Yeah, I think 14's too many. Daniel Jones, I don't believe is fully ruled out. I know he didn't practice today, but might play. If he plays at +14, I like it. If not, this probably goes 16, maybe 16.5. Injured player, like that even more. Yeah, I just think, I don't know. I think New York is just due to cover here. Miami was kind of had that get right game against them last week. And I mean, the tough part is that Buffalo lost in London. So I think they could kind of want to come in here prime time and blow New York out for their get right game. However, it's a tougher travel spot. They're at New England for a divisional game on deck. And then I mentioned it, I think 2 weeks ago, but New York's been blown out twice now on prime time. I just think they're completely over it. I think that was kind of my reason for taking Miami last week. I think they're a little bit more concerned with this game. They don't want to get blown out for a third primetime game. So I just think they find a way to keep this one close. So I do like New York quite a bit, plus the 14. I'll lean under 44.5. I also think 2 years ago, Buffalo lost a terrible game to the Jags when the Jags were trash. I think it was 9-6 was the final in that game. Ended up costing me their win total over that year. I ended up pushing instead of winning because they lost that game. And I think it carried over, and I think they lost their next game after that, if I remember correctly. Not going to lose here to New York, but yeah, I just don't like the spot for Buffalo. So I think this game's closer than 14 points. So I like the Giants and the under.
Yeah, let me cut in right here. I was wrong. You were right. They were out of practice, not ruled out, but they were out at practice today. And that was Daniel Jones, Darren Waller, left tackle Andrew Thomas, center John Michael Schmitz, wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson, outside linebacker Azizi it was something last time. Offensive tackle Matt Pert. So a lot of injuries. That was out at practice. I misread that. I thought that meant out at the game, but that was out at practice today or Wednesday.
Good thing for the Giants, their backups can't be much worse than their starters. So
That's fair. That's fair. You know, I actually talked to the CEO of DraftKings today, and this line's actually an error, guys. It's supposed to be minus 41, but the dude was dyslexic. He accidentally typed in 14. And at minus 41, I would still take the Bills. No, man.
now you're talking like Wyatt.
Yeah, dude, the Giants, they're so bad, man. They got blown out by Seattle. I don't see how they can even stay competitive in this game. In that same article I was just talking about, I said that any New York Giants quarterback should file a lawsuit for unsafe workplace because behind that offensive line is just mayhem. And this entire team, like Wyatt was saying, they're banged up. It might have been quicker for him just to say the ones that did practice in full. I'm out, man. I'm so out on the Giants. I don't know if I'll even pick them again at any point this year. Bills coming off a loss to the Jags too. So that hurt. That hurt. They're gonna come in and just blow the doors off the Giants. I feel bad for Dable. I really do, because I feel like he overachieved so much with this team last year, and this whole team just seems like they're ready to quit and be done.
Yep. They weren't even good last year
Overachieved is
either.
the word.
No.
Yeah, overachieved for sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Monday night, the Cowboys head to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Chargers are 2-point home dogs. Over under sit at 50.5. What do we think, guys? Ethan, what do you think about this game? Dallas just got blown out. Chargers coming off a bye.
Yeah, tough to come back on Dallas after that game that we just saw on Sunday Night Football. But I do like Dallas in this game. I'd rock with the money line. I wouldn't mess with the 2-point spread here, but for the graphic, I will take Dallas -2. Yeah, Dak Prescott said that after the Arizona game, that was the most humbled he had ever been. And then after this game, he recanted that statement, said, no, this is the most humbled I've ever been. Well, after the Arizona game, he blew out the Patriots, which we're seeing is pretty easy to do. But I think they come out with some fire in this game. I think they put up a lot of points. And even though the Patriots defense isn't great, even though they did have Judon and Christian Gonzalez in that game, the Chargers defense is not good whatsoever. So I don't think Dallas is going to struggle to score points here. Like you said, Chargers off the bye, so they did have more time to prepare for this. But again, I think the Chargers are getting priced similarly to the Bengals, where we feel like Chargers should be this year and where we kind of want them to be. They just haven't really shown it to me. Their coaching is obviously questionable at best. Probably maybe the worst coach in the NFL. They'll probably hand Dallas a couple points just on stupid 4th down plays in their own territory. Yeah, so it's tough, but I think Dallas does come out with fire. I'm also not going to downgrade Dallas for getting blown out in San Francisco against the best team in the NFL. It's happening to most teams. I believe San Fran's covered like 16 of their last 18 home games, I heard today. So just incredible there. But yeah, they lost to San Francisco. Big whoop. Everyone's losing to San Francisco. So I still think Dallas is a really good team. Still think the Chargers are kind of a fade. Chargers 60% of the money, which isn't a ton, but I did kind of think Dallas would be the public play here. They're not, which makes me like it a little bit more. And again, I like the over 50.5. I think Dallas puts up 30 plus themselves. The Chargers are able to score too. And then just some of the quotes around there too. I know Micah Parsons was pretty fired up. He's ready to go out there and make some plays. So yeah, I like Dallas quite a bit in this game and the over.
Love Dallas as well. We spoke earlier on the live about one of the players you really liked, and it was Dallas. So I jumped on Dallas on the money line as well, but I like them at -2. Like the over as well a lot, 50.5. My favorite bet, however, and it's going to be a big risky one here. I love Dallas defensive touchdown in this game. We all know Dallas is known for their defense, and they were nowhere to be found against San Fran. Looked terrible. No quarterback pressure. No corners and safeties leaving guys wide open. Pathetic. They're pissed off. We know Micah's pissed off. We know a couple other guys are pissed off. I know they have Diggs is out, but I think the guys are going to step up, and we've seen how irresponsible as Herbert is with the ball, as well as the play calling of Staley as well. So I think Staley's going to put his guys in bad situations. I think Dallas is going to capitalize. I could see 1, maybe 2 pick sixes or fumble recovery for 6. So or kickoff special teams touchdown as well. So I love Dallas defensive touchdown. I don't have the exact odds for that. I can tweet it out, but I think Dallas wins this one. I think I also like whatever their team total is. I like that a lot. I think I agree with you, Ethan, that they could score 30 to close to 40 points in this game. So love Dallas, love the over, love defensive touchdown as well.
Well, I had a buddy that was actually at the game last week, the Niners versus the Cowboys, and he said he did find the Cowboys defense. They're on the side of a milk carton. But no, it's gonna be around Dallas for us, guys. It's gonna be around Dallas. It just you guys kind of said everything perfectly. Cowboys are the play to be here. And it's surprising that they're not the public play.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are really leaning into that. The Chargers are coming off a bye, which it makes sense if you're playing against Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid that spent that week well. Chargers also, I believe, have the Chiefs on deck, correct?
They do. I forgot to mention that. And Dallas has a bye on deck. So
Yeah. Love Dallas. Love Dallas this week. All right. We want to get into some of our big 3.
squad ride first, then big 3?
Works for me.
Or big 3 first?
We could do squad ride. We could do
Okay.
squad ride. What are we thinking, guys?
We liked Dallas.
Yeah.
We like Dallas. We liked Denver. I believe all of us like Denver.
I think so, yeah.
Did.
We liked, I think all of us, did we all like Seattle?
We did. I definitely like Seattle and Dallas more than I like Denver.
Right.
Agreed. I think I like Dallas the best.
I'm good with that.
I'm going to go with Dallas. Dallas -2 currently.
What is their money line, just out of curiosity?
It was at -130 at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I'm cool with laying
-110
that.
or -2.
Yeah. You just want to do money line?
I'm cool with money line.
Cool.
Yeah.
130 is respectable.
Yep.
Yeah. And that way too, you don't have to worry about the pain in the ass. You
Right.
know, I'm not covering. So let's do Dallas money line.
Okay.
Love it.
All right. I've got 2 of my big 3. So hopefully I get my third one by the time you guys tell me what yours are. So Wyatt, you want to start?
Yeah, I can go. I will take Tampa Bay at +3 against the Lions. I'll go Chicago just straight up on the money line against the Vikings. Nice. Oh, what was the one I liked? I'll go the under in the Rams Cardinals 48.5.
I will take Indy +4. Think they win that one outright. San Fran Cleveland under 37.5. Love that play. 2 top defenses. And then this is quickly becoming maybe my favorite play, or one of my favorite plays of the weekend. Detroit Tampa under 43.5.
I love Niners -7 and Bills -14. I just think both those games are going to be blowouts. You know what? I'll actually take Broncos plus the 10.5.
I like it.
Fade my own team.
I am as well.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Can't do it anymore. I always lose. This is actually decent.
I'll never fade Michigan, but I will sometimes fade the Lions.
I think historically it's probably been profitable for you.
Yeah, it's done me well.
Well, guys, head over to bettergreen.com so you can read some of our articles, get some of our merch over there. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring us. If you use our code BetterGreen, you guys get $20 off your first purchase. And thank you also to Bainbridge Labradoodles. Ethan, Mr. E. Bainbridge 26. Tell me about these dogs.
Yeah, really great family pets, non-shedding, hypoallergenic, smaller than your standard Labradoodle. They're about 15 to 35 pounds. Can range a little bit bigger than that, but that's typically what you're going to get. Yeah, just really, really great family pets. Check them out, BainbridgeLabradoodles.com. Let them know that we sent you. You'll get 10% off of a puppy. Holidays are right around the corner. No better time to start looking into a new pet.
Wyatt, do you know any other place that you can buy a best friend?
No. If we were getting paid, I would say probably that.
That's true. That's true. You can buy friends at Better and Green.
Yeah. I'll message you a couple times a day for $50 a week.
Yeah. Let's get into the Ethan's bench clearers. What do we have today, Ethan?
We're doing video game franchises. And the order today is Ethan, Wyatt, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How many are we doing?
You want to do 3?
That's fine. That works for me.
All right. Well, in that case, I will go with. Man, I'm such a square. I hate having the first pick on this one because I just feel like all mine are going to get taken in the next 4. Screw it. I'll do Call of Duty. Just too
Nice.
fun, man. Just brings me right back to high school, hopping on after school every day, throwing the homework to the side, saying I'll do that at lunch tomorrow, and just gaming with your buddies for hours on end. Yeah. I actually haven't been like
Elite.
super into the Call of Duty games other than Modern Warfare 2. That was my heyday. Loved that game.
That's fun.
Oh man. Just loved it when it was out and popular.
Yeah, COD, that's my childhood. Love that one. That's my number 1 on the list. So good pick.
Yep.
I'm going to go because I think this one's probably going to be taken by the next time I'm back around. I'm going to go Madden.
Yep.
Obviously, I think it's probably number 2, especially with how much we love football. So I'll go Madden. I think I've had every single Madden since 2004 with Mike Vick. So, yes.
I love it. I'm a little surprised you didn't go the NCAA ones. But he's such a college guy.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't made one since like 2012. Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna go Fallout for my first one. Just love those games. They're a little bit less played than I think the other two, but just love the atmosphere of those. And then I'm a fan of like horror games, but I'm a little bit too much of a pussy to do the really scary ones. So I'll do just like Resident Evil, and like those are enough for me.
Slender.
I have done Slender. I have done Slender before. That one almost feels like more of a meme than anything.
Yeah. Game's fun for what it is.
It is. It really is.
Back up to me.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I will do a childhood favorite, and that is Halo. Big fan of Halo. I had the Xbox back in the day. It's only allowed on Xbox, so big Halo guy. Halo 3 was my favorite. Was a little too young to start getting into Halo 1, Halo 2. Loved Halo 3. And then there was a couple other Halo. There was a Halo 4. There was a Halo Reach. But love the franchise. Great game.
Boys, I've never played Halo.
Really?
Oh,
It's like
I've just been a PlayStation guy.
Mm-hmm.
it was iconic. It was iconic to the first person shooter. It was a great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
The
if I played it, I would have loved it, but yeah, Madden was gonna be my number 2 also. Those were like my 2 jams, COD and Madden.
Yeah.
I'll go to another childhood one, Pokemon. Absolutely loved them.
On the Game Boy?
Game Boy. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I got my Game Boy still.
I do too.
Really?
But I tend now, if I ever play, which I haven't in a few years, but there's an emulator on your phone that you can get. You can like super speed, so you can talk to people quick and walk quicker, and yeah, Pokemon. I mean, to me, it's just iconic. My brother and I would play all the time. My cousins would play. Yeah, big one for me when I was younger. And then I will go to Mario. I'm gonna say. I guess I don't know the exact franchise here, but I'm just gonna say Super Mario, like the ones where you like travel to different maps and you gotta beat those maps, and then save Peach and all that.
Great game.
Yeah. So you can't go wrong in the Mario franchise. They've done a phenomenal job with that. I love Mario Kart, love Super Smash Bros, all that, but the OG Super Mario World maybe is what it's called.
Yeah.
Love those games.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to, so I lied a little bit about Madden. I've had every game from like 04 to like 13. And then from like, I didn't buy them all from now until back then. But what I did buy every single year since high school is FIFA. So love FIFA. It's actually a new name now. I think it's EAFC or something like that, some BS name, but love FIFA. I've gotten every single game since 2013, I think.
I have like 3. And I was trying to look up my third one, and then all of a sudden all of them started rushing back.
We can go one more if you want. I'll figure something out.
Why, you got one more in you?
I got one more.
Okay. Then I will go Medal of Honor. I mean, this is GameCube days. We're talking before the Xbox and stuff. That was like the game that you play with like your boys when it's like you have like a sleepover, everybody's got the pizza Mountain Dew, and you're like 8 years old. It's fucking it's a great time, dude. And then give me like the James Bond games.
Ooh,
The
great pick.
multiplayer with that was
Great
just
pick.
insane.
007.
Great pick. Yeah.
007. That's the one I got right here on my phone right now.
My last one, I'm going to go to the most iconic game in college, and that is probably the most or iconic game of all time for this type of game, and that is Fortnite.
Of
I'm a
course.
sucker for Fortnite. Battle Royale.
The egg.
Great game. Great
The
game.
egg.
The egg.
Gotta find the egg.
We played Fortnite every single day in college, right when there's a lot of memories with Fortnite.
Oh, I bet.
That game brought everyone back. It used to be the Call of Duty
It
people.
did.
Now everyone was getting back on Fortnite. Like, it was so fun just playing with everyone. There's 10 people online at the same time. So much fun.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that anymore.
It really
Getting
is.
everybody on, it's like impossible.
Right. All right, I will round us out here with a game to me that was iconic in college, and that's because my buddies and I would all grab a case of beer and play till the wee hours in the morning. NHL. Absolutely
Oh,
love multiplayer NHL with your boys. Nothing better. You all just line up and play some scrub online and just destroy them.
Did you call it Chell?
Chell, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Great
Yep.
game.
I was a big Chell guy in high school. Loved the Ultimate Team. I never got too big into FIFA. I think FIFA's kind of like where the Ultimate Team began, I believe. But I loved Chell's version of the Ultimate Team. Loved the whole buying and selling aspect, and carried over to just loving the multiplayer with your boys. So rounded out with that, and it's NHL season, had to be in there.
Also, they have the best customization too. I mean, you can customize the jerseys, the stadium, way better than any of the other sports games out there.
Yeah,
Like Madden is pitiful.
yeah. I truly believe Madden has gone downhill since like the 2010s.
Yeah.
I still like it. I mean, it's Madden, but I loved the 02 to 09.
Great games.
Yeah.
You feel like a sucker that you're just buying the like roster update every year for $60, but dude, how do you not though? As like a big NFL fan, how do you not?
I still
you
play
guys-
08. I got Calvin Johnson as a rookie.
That's nice, dude. That is really nice. You guys got anything else before we get out of here?
I do not. Again, college football is, well, I guess I do. College football is full swing every single day for the next 60 days, I believe. Wednesday night or Tuesday night, I posted articles. Good thing you didn't read them because they didn't win a bet. Wednesday, I just posted 2 articles, and I will have a couple articles for Thursday and Friday. And then, as always, we have our Friday college football show. So make sure you check out the college football. Don't forget about it. I know we're in full swing of all the sports. But I'm still a pretty big college football guy. So I try to get you guys as much info as you can on those games to make the best decisions on your bets.
Yeah, very true. A lot of college football going on right now. So, definitely be on the lookout for the Friday show. Last week we did really well with our Friday picks. So looking to keep that going. And last thing I'll say, Ben and I do have this bet, Cleveland versus San Francisco. That's scary to say that I'm going against San Francisco, but let us know if there's anything you want to see us do. If not, we'll figure out some content creation to make for the loser, Ben. But other than that, boys, let's have another great weekend. I'm ready to win in the NFL. Haven't been doing it since week 1. Ready to make it happen.
Absolutely, man. Wyatt, thank you for making that video, man. It is gonna be one of my all-time favorite TikTok videos. It is absolutely hilarious. And guys, if you're not over on bettergreen.com, you're not getting the full Better and Green experience. So you guys need to head over there, make a profile. It's free. Then you guys can get notified whenever we post an article. Get some of our merch too, guys, while you're over there. We are currently started a thing this past week. If you're not following us on socials yet, make sure you guys do. But we are choosing a fan of the month every month, and we're sending you guys a free koozie and 25% off our store. And how you win fan of the month is like our post, comment, interact with us, like these, make sure you're subscribed. The more you do and interact, the more we know you guys, and the more likely we are to send you guys some free stuff. We got a whole bunch of it just sitting around. We're ready to send it to you guys, so make sure you guys get in on that. Besides that, guys, I'm excited for another week of football, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace, guys.
Later, guys.
See you guys.
You better start listening to the Better and Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better and Green.